Hey gang, it's JC and this is your Daily Dose for Friday, May 21st, 2010, a cooperative venture with Mind, active in beautiful downtown Brentwood. Archives, if you hit the tabs right above my head anytime. And of course we are always adding new things. I'll tell you about some things coming up on Monday in just a couple of seconds. I have lost the sunglasses by popular demand. Here we go. So here's my face, no more sunglasses. And let's go for Friday. And I told you a long time ago that Ron Paul was nuts, and now we know his kid is too. It's fabulous. I love it. All right, what would you do to save the life of the person you're married to? In the case of George Lopez back in 2005, he got very, very sick and he needed a kidney, and it turned out that his wife was a match. She gives him her kidney so he doesn't die. George celebrated, we just learned, by going out and getting a bunch of hookers. Enough for a three-way, as a matter of fact. The skanks are talking now. And of course, George is a big deal because he's going to be on right after Conan. He's got his own talk show now, and the skanks saved all the text messages. So here we go again. There's a curse on Sandra Bullock, because I don't know if you know this or not, but he's a protege of hers, and you already know the Jesse James, by the way, Tuesday night on Nightline. I told you about that yesterday. All right, yesterday we were visited at 7:45 in the evening by an insane, overbearing, unprofessional, combative, nutcase woman who is a United States Census taker. Out of her mind. This is like Barney Fife on steroids. She's like the female Barney Fife. This woman had a tremendously overinflated sense of importance and is out of her mind. Did I mention she was insane? By the way, in Philadelphia, they just arrested a census taker. Turned out he was a registered sex offender. Oops. All right, Bret Michaels. Now a stroke on top of the brain hemorrhage. Before he had the stroke, in an interview earlier this week, he said that he was watching something on cable called Busty Cops 3 when he had his cerebral hemorrhage. You know, blood is supposed to rush to a certain part of your body, but never mind. If you have been keeping up with Twitter, and I haven't, but I do know about this guy. He has this thing called Shit My Dad Says. And CBS came along and said, oh, this is like taking off like crazy. We're going to make a sitcom out of this. And the guy says, well, you can't say Shit My Dad Says on TV. And they're like, we'll just say bleep. Well, you know, that international sign for bleep where it's like a question mark and an exclamation point and the double hash marks and all that sort of stuff. And now the Parents Television Council, a bunch of people whose sphincters are wound up so tight you can put a piece of coal in their butt and come out as a diamond in about 34 hours, 36 hours, 22 hours. Not sure where I was going with that. Anyhow, they say they're going to challenge the licenses of all the CBS television affiliates that are running Shit My Dad Says. This is hilarious. All right, I have pretty good luck at the DMV. You know, I go to the license office in Clayton, and it's pretty well run there. You know, it's not the nightmare that it used to be when you would go in and get your driver's license renewed. So I have pretty good luck in Clayton over there. 31-year-old Ashley Lineberger lives in Englewood, Florida. It's near St. Petersburg, and she goes in last week to get her driver's license renewed. And they're like, sure, we'll send it to you. So she she goes to the mailbox one day and opens it up, and there it is. There's her name on the thing. But where the address is supposed to be is, well, the address wasn't there. The words that appeared where her address was supposed to be were, eat ass. Somebody at the DMV was having a little fun with Ashley. The people at the DMV in Florida say they have no idea what happened. They're investigating the entire situation. All right, told you about this a couple of days ago. Kevin Costner's brother is some sort of physicist or scientist or inventor or something like that. And he invented this thing where you take oily water and you put it into something and it comes out basically clean. And so BP, in fact, is now testing Kevin Costner's brother. Kevin Costner invested something like $40 million of his own money into this technology, and now BP is going to say, hell, we've tried everything else, why not? By the way, this is going to be the first disaster that Kevin Costner has worked on that won't be in a movie theater. So, there you go. By the way, speaking of movies, in New York now, they're charging $20 to get in to see a movie. And everybody seems to think what they're doing is they're jacking it up higher and higher to see what the breaking point is. What's critical mass? How high will you go before you stop going to see movies at the theater? Something tells me $20 is a good place to start looking. Craig Kilborn, who for a lot of years was on ESPN, then he had the Daily Show on Comedy Central, and then of course the show, the hour-long show that would come on after David Letterman. He's been gone for a long time. He just walked away from his TV show, and now he's coming back on Fox The debut date is June 28th. We're not sure, though, when, what time and all that sort of stuff. Channel 2 is going to air it here. When we know, we will pass that along to you. If you have not been watching this show that comes on after the second airing of Bill Maher on Friday nights, it's a cooperative venture between Will Ferrell and Adam McKay. They worked on Saturday Night Live together, and they also collaborated on Anchorman, and that turned out pretty good. They have this show called Funny or Die. Now, if you haven't been on the internet, maybe you're not aware, but that's sort of where the whole thing started. But the TV show is a half an hour, and it's an acquired taste. It might not be for you. It might not be for everybody. If you're squeamish about things, you might have a little problem with it. But if you like your comedy sort of wide open and you're sick of the same old stuff, try out Funny or Die. It is one of the most bizarrely funny things I have ever seen on television. All right, I love my iPhone. I have a 3GS, and I love it. And it takes pictures, and it takes video, and I talk on the phone, and I have my data package and a whole thing. But how important is it in the general grand scheme of things? Well, somebody did a survey. They surveyed 4,000 people, and they said, what's the most important invention of all time? Number 10, the combustion engine. Number 9, the flushing toilet. Number 8, the iPhone. The iPhone more important than the flushing toilet? Number 7, the telephone. Penicillin at number 6, the computer at number 5, the internet at 4, the light bulb. Number 3, the airplane at number 2, and the wheel is number 1. Toilet paper, by the way, came in 22nd. Google at 25. Hot water at 29. WD-40 was number 79. And Post-it notes were number 90, if you ask me, and I'm not kidding. The most important invention of all time? Certainly of modern day. Let's just say 20th century. Videotape. It changed the world. All right, a couple of other things before we go. If you're going to commit a crime, you better be good looking, because if you're ugly, you're 20% more likely to be convicted if you're up there on a witness stand or if you're in a courtroom. Cornbread. We're taking the baby to her first baseball game on Sunday. Don't anybody tell her it's only interleague play. Okay. So anyhow, she's going to the game. But I got to tell you, I'm surprised that the Cardinals haven't caught on to this, because if you go up to the club level, there's really good food. And I can get around the stadium because they got a press pass, and I get into places where, a lot of you can't go. But you can have field boxes, and you can't get into this club level where the really good food is. Clarence and Tyrone cook up this stir fry that's unbelievable. They got these bacon-wrapped hot dogs and all this good food. They got a Ben & Jerry's or something up there. They've got all sorts of stuff, and you can't get in. I don't understand why the Cardinals don't let you up there to buy the good food. It's just amazing to me. Anyhow, we'll see you with the baby at the game on Sunday. Nothing more that it's going to be 92 degrees. A nice, hot, sunburned baby. I hear that makes him sleep really well. All right, Video Village. We go back to the 80s for an old Channel 5 newscast. The Wayback Machine has Whitey Herzog selling replacement windows back in the 80s. And both of those features will be updated on Monday. We have some really good stuff, too, by the way. And on Monday, as we said, we always update those things. Tuesday, we're kicking off a new feature. It is Celebrity Tuesday, and we have some new features that are going to be plugging in a couple of days. We will tell you when those things are coming up. All right, JC's Eye Candy today. You got to see this to believe it. I don't care where you are on the political spectrum. I don't care what you think of the Republicans, Democrats, whatever. You got to see this guy to believe it. And whatever you do, don't punch out until you've hit the 4-minute, 30-second mark hearing this guy talk. 4 minutes and 30 seconds where it starts to get really good. Check it out, JC's Eye Candy today. All right, we will have a great weekend. It's going to be summer. It was sunny for about an hour this morning. It looked like it was going to be a beautiful day. Now it looks like it's going to rain again. I don't know what's going on. But it's supposed to be gorgeous and hot and humid Saturday and Sunday. So we'll see how the weekend goes. In the meantime, that's JC's Daily Dose for Friday, May 21st, 2010, a cooperative venture of Mind Active in beautiful downtown Brentwood. Tell your friends, tell everybody who used to listen to the old show that we're here right here at jcontheline.com. In the meantime, we've beaten this one to death. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.